had a fantastic day just as I did. Now, welcome to the broadcast tonight, and being the 27th day of February 2025, this is the last Thursday of the month of February 2025. And tonight, just before we begin the broadcast, we'd like to take a stock of all the happenings of 2025, specifically in the month of February. Now, to start us off is the month of February. We had the African Union Commission elections for the chairperson, where on the 15th of February, Kenya's candidate, Raila Odinga, lost the AUC chair race. And well, Raila was facing Djibouti's foreign affairs minister, that is Mahamoud Ali Yusuf, and Madagascar's former foreign affairs minister, Richard Randria Mandrato. Well, Mahamoud Ali Yusuf of Djibouti won the race after getting the requisite 33 votes in the 7th round of voting, which he contested alone after Raila Odinga had been dropped in the 6th round after he trailed Yusuf in the 6th and 5th rounds. Well, it is worth noting that Raila's loss sparked quite a cocktail of reactions in the country, both from leaders and Kenyans alike. And it's also worth noting that Odinga said that he will announce the way forward soon. That is one of the happenings during the month of February. Let's get the second happening of the month of February, where the month of February was occasioned by profound loss for Kenya that was marked by the passing on of several prominent figures from various fields. Topping the list was veteran journalist Leonard Mambo Mbotela, who was declared dead on February 7th after he was said to have been battling illness. Well, Leonard Mambo Mbotela was a veteran journalist, and he will be remembered for making significant contributions to the profession of journalism and media studies, and also the community. Well, he was laid to rest on Saturday, February 19th at Langata Cemetery, and Mbotela will be remembered for being forced at gunpoint at one point to announce on radio that former President Daniel Arap Moi's government had been overthrown during the failed 1982 coup, and his engaging live commentary during football matches and national events, not forgetting his Je Hu Ni Ungwana show, one that cemented his status as one of Kenya's broadcasting legend. That is all another happening during the month of February. Let's get the other happening or occurrence that happened in the month of February. As I have mentioned earlier, February was characterized by profound losses for the country. We also saw in the month of February another prominent figure who passed away in the month of February. On 16th of February was Baringo Senator William Cheptumo, who died while receiving treatment at Nairobi Hospital at the age of 57. Now, Cheptumo was elected to the Senate in the 2022 general elections under the UDA party before he served. Now, before, Cheptumo served as the Member of Parliament for Baringo North for 14 years. That's another death that marked the month of February. And still also in the month of February, another prominent figure in the Kenyan politics passed on. That is Malava Member of Parliament Moses Injendi, who passed away on February 17th, 2025 at the Aga Khan University Hospital in Nairobi. And the late legislator had been hospitalized for several weeks and was in the intensive care unit. Now, before succumbing to his illness, he served as Malava Member of Parliament for 3 consecutive terms from 2013. His death came just a day after his elder brother, Samuel Injendi, passed away on February 16th. Another occurrence in the month of February was also the passing on of KEPSHA chairman, that is the chairman of the Kenya Primary School Heads Association, that is Johnson Nzioka, who passed on in a tragic road accident along the Nairobi-Mombasa highway in Athi River. Well, Nzioka's death was also before or during the time of his demise. Nzioka was the head teacher of Donholm Primary School in Nairobi. Well, Nzioka's death was not all. Also in the month of February, also still in the month of February, another occurrence that shook the nation was the passing of former IEBC chair, that is Wafula Chebukati, who passed on this month on the 21st. Well, we lost Wafula Chebukati at the age of 63, who, according to his family, had been battling a recurring cancerous brain tumor for which he underwent 2 surgeries in Germany. Wafula Chebukati, who was a lawyer by profession, served as the IEBC chairperson from 2017 on a 6-year tenure until his retirement in 2023. Now, many Kenyans say that they will remember Wafula Chebukati for overseeing the hotly contested 2022 general elections. Now, the former IEBC chairperson, Wafula Chebukati, is set to be laid to rest in March 8th at his home in Kitale. Those are some of the deaths that clouded the month of February. Now, apart just from deaths, also in the month of February, we also witnessed the month of love, Valentine's Day. And well, this year's Valentine's Day took quite a shift from the norm. And this is how it went. This year's Valentine was dominated by a new trend, a transition from the ordinary roses to money bouquets. People were getting bouquets instead of the ordinary roses. Now, more people during this year's Valentines, they opted to gift their loved ones cash elegantly arranged like a bouquet of flowers instead of the usual roses. Another occurrence in the month of February, we also witnessed the Sudan-Kenya diplomatic tensions, where Sudan accused Kenya of hostility for hosting a meeting of Sudan's paramilitary rapid support forces, that is the RSF, in Nairobi, alleging a violation of Sudanese sovereignty. Now, Kenya's foreign ministry, reaffirmed its commitment to supporting peace efforts in Sudan, emphasizing the need for neutrality in regional conflicts. And now the last occurrence that flipped or characterized the month of February in the country was quite a heartbreaking incident that occurred on Sunday, where an undisclosed number of Kenyan fishermen were killed at the Todonyang border point along Lake Turkana after suspected Dasanesh militia from Ethiopia ambushed them and opened fire indiscriminately. Now, reports from local police suggested that the attack may have been a retaliatory strike following an earlier incident in which a well-known bandit shot and killed 3 Dasanesh fishermen in Turkana on Saturday morning, that is on February 22nd. Let's get the highlights for tonight. Rebranded to People's Liberation Party, with party leader Martha Karua pledging full support for a transparent 2027 presidential candidate that will prioritize Kenyans. President Ruto bashes critics of his administration, calling them policyless and planless. Plus, Auditor General report reveals staggering irregularities in the birth dates of some Hustler Fund loan beneficiaries. Plus, Harambee Stars' new head coach set to be unveiled next week, Football Kenya Federation announces.
This is KUTV Primetime News with Theo Macharia.
Hi, that's right. That being in order, remember, we'd love to hear your comments, your feedback, or your suggestions regarding this broadcast that is coming live on our social media platforms. That is YouTube at KUTV News Kenya, or even across X at KUTV_Kenya. Remember, tonight, the hashtag to use is hashtag KUTV News, and our sign language interpreter for tonight is Sami Okelo. And my name is Theo Macharia. We begin tonight with politics, where the politics of succession and plans to oust President William Ruto took center stage during the unveiling of the rebranded NARC Kenya political party to the People's Liberation Party. Now, Wiper Party leader Kalonzo Musyoka and former Deputy President Rigathi Gachagua, who were in attendance, seized the opportunity to hit out at President Ruto's administration accusing him of deceit and broken promises. Here is more with Brenda Nyongesa.
During the launch of the People's Liberation Party from Kenya, Macharia, in conjunction with Kalonzo Musyoka and Rigathi Gachagua, were in agreement on the removal of the incumbent President William Ruto. They claim that the president has oppressed the nation's economy since taking office.
Kila mtu aendeleze ndoto yake, lakini zote tukiweka Kenya mbele, tukijua Kenya ndio ya muhimu kuliko mmoja wetu. Each one of us must subordinate their interests to the interests of the nation. And whoever gets selected as a candidate through a transparent method that we shall devise, we shall all queue behind that person. We must liberate ourselves from economic oppression.
Karua claimed the state to have been hijacked by Kenya Kwanza's cartel and allies who are disadvantaging 50 millions of Kenyans.
The nation of Kenya has been hijacked by KK cartels and their allies. It is now serving the interests of the political elite within KK to the disadvantage of 50 million Kenyans. Help should be working, and we are telling William Ruto today and his KK regime, disburse money to our university students, wacha kukalia pesa yetu, patia watoto wetu.
Wiper's party leader Kalonzo Musyoka has urged the Gen Z to vet every applicant who wants to be a commissioner in the newly to be reconstructed IEBC, as he claimed those already in authority give unilateral budget that lacks accountability.
Kombozi umefika. It is not going to be easy for a start. Gen Z, please vet every applicant who wants to be a commissioner for IEBC, the newly to be reconstituted IEBC. Because already those in authority up there give some unilateral budget, 61 billion. Wamezitoa wapi hizo? Vijana lazima tuangazie mambo haya, tuulize, where are you getting, by the way, under whose authority are you making this announcement?
In the same tune, Rigathi Gachagua, former deputy president, said that in less than 2 years, the president has destroyed the record of Kenya's healthcare system, education system, as well as the cost of living. Gachagua cited the politics of deceit and conmanship for the struggles of the country.
In a record 2 years, William Ruto has destroyed the Kenyan health system. In a record 2 years, he has destroyed the education system. In a record 2 years, the cost of living is unbearable. In a record 2 years, nothing is working. And the 2 years has been nothing but a package of lies and lies and lies.
The allies of People's Liberation Party have promised to liberate Kenya and empower leadership with those who join hands in order to remove bad leadership. Brenda Nyongesa, KUTV.
All right, many thanks, Brenda Nyongesa, for that comprehensive report. Let's now still proceed with politics. They lack manifestos and plans. Not my words, but the words of President William Ruto during his development tour at Ndau Island in Lamu County. While at it, Ruto criticized those opposing his government, claiming other than efforts to unseat him from power, his critics have no concrete plans for national development. Consequently, the head of state called on Kenyans to embrace togetherness and ignore those attempting to create divisions.
During his development tour today in Ndau Island, Lamu County, President William Ruto strongly told of those critical of his government, stating that apart from their tireless efforts to oustar him from government, they have no plans, policies or visions to bring development to the country.
Wanazungusha maneno kwenye magazeti. Nimejaribu kuwasikiza kwa makini hawa watu wako na mpango gani. Ati mpango yao yote eti ni kumuondoa Ruto. Hawana mpango nyingine yoyote. Hawana sera, hawana mpango, hawana maoni, hawana maono, hawana chochote.
As a symbol for unity, Ruto urged Lamu residents to unite warning them against being misled or threatened by leaders who promote divisive and tribal politics.
Mtu asiwagawanye ati hawa ni Wakikuyu, sijui hawa ni wa sehemu hii, ati hawa ni Waislamu, ati hawa ni wa kabila ile, ati hawa ni wa... Hiyo ni siasa duni ya ujinga. Ukiniona ya kwamba nimenyosha mikono yangu hata kufikia wale tulishindana na wao, ni kwa sababu naamini kwa umoja wa taifa letu la Kenya.
Isa Timami, Lamu governor, alongside other leaders from the county, praised Ruto for bringing development to the region. However, in addition to the praises, they voiced their support for President Ruto, vowing to vote for him in the coming 2027 elections.
Na namuhakikishia 2027 Lamu itapiga block vote UDA.
Na mimi nasema hapa peupe mchana, mimi kama Hassan Joho, kutokee jua kunyeshe mvua, kuwe usiku kuwe mchana, kuwe mbaya kuwe noma, niko na William Ruto.
Wrapping up his today's tour, the president rallied support for his administration's focus on job creation, highlighting that the ongoing projects nationwide are set to significantly reduce unemployment and strengthen the economy. President William Ruto's pivotal responsibility now stands at disseminating message of national unity, notwithstanding the formidable opposition by his critics. Ocheng Cynthia, KUTV.
Right, now Auditor General Nancy Gathongo has uncovered shocking irregularities in the Hustler Fund's loan disbursement. Now, according to her latest report, loans amounting to 31 million shillings were issued to underage Kenyans, some as young as 10 days old. Even more alarming, some loans were credited to individuals born in the future, with birth dates ranging from July 1st, 2024 to December 31st, 2073. The report further revealed that loan defaults remain high, with 8 billion shillings in unpaid loans. Additionally, over 1,000 Safaricom loan accounts were closed before full repayment. The Auditor General has now raised concerns about the government's ability to recover these funds. And the Office of the Director of Public Prosecutions, that is ODPP, has directed the Directorate of Criminal Investigations, DCI, to investigate the ongoing dispute between the Nairobi County Government and the Kenya Power and Lighting Company, KPLC. In a statement, Deputy Director of Public Prosecutions, Jacinta Nyamosi, described the matter as alarming and called for urgent legal intervention. Meanwhile, the Ministry of Health has ordered the Nairobi County Government to clean up the Steamer Plaza area, citing potential health risks. The two institutions have been locked in a financial dispute, with each side accusing the other of outstanding debts. All right, and to that Todonyang story that we mentioned earlier, 2 more bodies have been recovered as the search for over 20 missing Kenyans continues following last weekend's deadly Todonyang border attack. Interior CS Kipchumba Murkomen linked challenges facing the exercise to Lake Turkana's complex terrain. The government has mobilized security forces and diplomatic efforts to locate the missing persons and prevent further violence. Investigations into the attack by suspected Ethiopian Dasenash militia are ongoing, with authorities urging public cooperation in the search. All right, 23 minutes past the top of the hour. Time for us to take a glass of water right here at KUTV News at 9 on this day, the 27th day of February 2025. Keep it KUTV, don't go too far. Other more top stories coming on the other side. See you then.
access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Ni nguzo na uso wa jamii. Kupanda shuka akawa tuzo, ukakamavu wake ukatii na kumfanya mwenye bidii. Kwa machozi na makeke akabaini jinsi ya kuweni. Huyu ni mwanamke ngangari kwa jinsi alivyo ng'ari. Mimi ni mwanamke mwake. Usikose kutazama kipindi cha mwanamke mwake nami Caroline Kimwele.
You are watching KUTV Primetime News with Theo Macharia.
Alright, welcome back to the broadcast, and let's keep it going, where tea directors in Embu County have strongly condemned the removal of former Kenya Tea Development Agency KTDA chairman Enos Njeru from office, stating that Njeru had brought significant reforms during his tenure, including a 10% monthly salary increment for workers and a continuous increase in tea bonuses for the past 2 years.
Tea directors in Embu County have expressed their dissatisfaction over the removal of former KTDA chairman Enos Njeru by the agency. While addressing the press, the directors highlighted that under his leadership, employee salaries increased by 10% every month and tea bonuses had consistently risen for the past 2 years.
Chairman, in the first 2 years, he has led that organization. He has done wonders. Earnings for the farmers has been going up. Monthly earnings, final payment, normally refunded to as bonus, has been going up. So it's a big challenge to the new chairman that this year we want more money and we don't.
Sisi tulihusunishwa sana hiyo amri iliyotolewa na tukasema hatukufurahiwa na ile koti, hiyo mambo koti ilitoa. Tunataka kuhimiza koti iangalie hiyo maneno vizuri, kwa sababu procedures ilifuatiliwa haikufaa na haikuangalia mambo ya mkulima na mambo ya systems ya KTDA. Kwa hivyo tungeomba koti na ofisi zote siangalie maneno pia.
On his part, Enos Njeru stated that he will continue advocating for tea farmers and ensuring that the reforms he initiated remain in place.
Things that happened, sitakosa kuendelea kufanya kazi. Nitaendelea kufanya kazi na pia kushirikiana na mwenye alichaguliwa na board kwa sababu ya mkulima. I will set aside all other self-interests for the benefit of farmers.
Elsewhere, landowners in Lamek, Narok County have called on the government to intervene and remove investors who have encroached on their land. Led by David Tinka, the landowners are urging the government to take action against investors who have acquired 10 acres of parcel of lands within wildlife conservation area, a situation they say would lead to human-wildlife conflicts.
Militia group attacked rangers and landowners at Mara River, resulting in severe injuries and destruction of properties. Secondly, extortion attempts on tourists. There have been multiple cases of militia groups attempting to extort fees from tourists, endangering life and jeopardizing tourism investment.
Serikali ambayo inaongozwa na county commissioner, ambayo inaongozwa pia na county commander, ambayo inaongozwa na DCI ya county ya Narok, ambayo inaongozwa na OCPD ya Mulot, ametusumbua kutusumbua. So mimi naimiza leo hii serikali ya county ya Narok ambaye anaongozwa na county commissioner atuache tufanye biashara zetu.
And in Kisii County, Deputy Commissioner Julius Rono has urged residents to maintain environmental cleanliness. He warned that anyone found violating environmental conservation laws will face legal action.
Sote tuachipike. Ni sawa? Tuweze kuchimba mahali tunaweka takataka, si ndio? Ama namna gani? Nafikiri kama hakuna choo, hiyo ya kuweka takataka itapatikana kweli? Hakuna. Na tuwezi sema anza na hiyo ya kuweka takataka. Lazima uanze na choo. Na kwanza hiyo kuharibu mazingira kwa kwenda msituni ama kwa miti. Sasa tumekaa hapa, kila mmoja anapokaa anaangalia kwanza kama ground niko sawa. Hapana, hiyo hatutaki hiyo. Kwa hivyo kuna siku ambayo inaitwa Chief Climate Day ambayo imewekwa na serikali ikuwe katika kila Ijumaa ya kwanza wa mwezi. Kila Ijumaa wa kwanza wa kila mwezi. Hiyo ni siku ya kupanda miti na kurokota takataka.
Tea directors in Embu County have expressed their dissatisfaction of...
Right, we apologize for that small technical glitch. And now let's shift gears now to some international news where millions of people around the world live with arthritis. Of the more than 100 different types of arthritis which causes swelling, pain and stiffness in and around the joints, osteoarthritis is the most common form. Vicky Start reports on how patients and experts in South Africa are addressing the condition.
Helen Gabriel was diagnosed with arthritis in both her shoulders almost 4 years ago. She says medications alleviate the pain for only 10 minutes.
Nothing seemed to help. But in a day, it's not so bad. I can still clean my place, whatever, but slowly. I take my time doing it. But I can still manage to do that. Thank you, Lord, for that. I can do that. But at the night, then is the time to want to sleep and I suffer. Then I suffer.
Protesia Hospital, one of the biggest medical facilities in Cape Town, has a rheumatology clinic. Dr. Ayanda Qelu, who works there, explains that there are several types of arthritis. She says early detection of the disease is crucial and can help prevent joint replacements.
Early morning stiffness. So if you feel stiff, you wake up, you feel so stiff, not just for 2-3 minutes, but stiff for 30 minutes or longer. So your stiffness takes time to resolve. Then that is a sign that there is a problem. And swelling in the joints.
Dr. Qelu says the most common form of arthritis is from wear and tear, affecting people over 50. It is called osteoarthritis. She says having a good diet is always a great idea.
All right, and since the Syrian civil war mostly ended in December, fighting has continued outside the city of Manbij, where car bombs have killed dozens. As VOA's Heather Murdoch reports from Manbij, locals say their city will never have rest.
Fariel Suleiman has lived in a village near Manbij, Syria, all her life. And during the last 14 years of war, it has been a perpetual front line. Hospitals here barely function, and she says it's too dangerous to send her children to school.
The girls were playing ball at the school and it went on the roof. They went to get it and they found a cluster bomb. They started playing with the balls, and when they threw one, it exploded. 2 were killed and 3 were injured.
Suleiman comes here to the city's only working hospital to get treatment for her children. But doctors say they pay out of pocket to run the generators, which they cannot do for much longer. And without electricity, they cannot help patients, officials say, even though this is the only facility serving about 1.5 million people.
Nobody cares. Manbij is a forgotten city. They don't know where we stand, and it is why there is no support.
Warring parties in Syria, however, care deeply about this strategic city. When the Syrian civil war began in 2011, Manbij was controlled by the government of fallen President Bashar al-Assad. Then it was taken by Islamic State militants. Kurdish forces took it next, building a network of tunnels to connect buildings and store weapons. In late 2024, rebel forces took most of Syria from the regime and Manbij from the Kurds. Yet fighting continues here over control of a key dam outside the city, and car bombs have killed dozens of civilians in recent months, according to the local government. As the conflict goes on, the impoverished and isolated region becomes more and more unstable, says Abdel Al-Monam Al-Mustafa, who heads the city's Civil Society Council.
After 2 weeks, there may be no bread here, but I don't have the capacity to bring bread for 1 million people. We are individuals here, not NGOs or associations.
He says he hopes Syria can unite under one army soon. But Kurdish forces see the Turkish-backed Syrian military holding Manbij as an existential threat. And with U.S. backing, the Kurds also bear a responsibility in their region that no one else wants: tens of thousands of Islamic State prisoners. And while militaries and politicians try to untangle this mess, locals here say to them, the war is not close to ending.
Manbij will never have rest. There will be no rest in Manbij.
As is common in Manbij, she doesn't say who she wants to win, because around here, you never know who will be in charge next. Heather Murdoch, VOA News, Manbij, Syria.
All right, we are taking our second short commercial break right here on the broadcast. Coming on the other side are sports stories. Once again, keep the interactions coming across our social media platforms. Brian Okech on YouTube, also Willie Macharia on YouTube. Keep the conversations coming. We'll be sampling some of those comments at the end of this broadcast. Keep interacting with us. See you on the other side with sports stories.
Access to knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more, only on Law Matters.
Badala ya kutafuta kazi, tunaweza kuanzisha miradi yetu ambayo ingetusaidia kubadilisha maisha ya wazazi wetu.
Kwa vijana wenzangu, wengi hawana kazi, lakini ikiwa sisi wenyewe tutajiamini, tunaweza kujiajiri wenyewe.
Afrika kwa kweli tuna mahitaji ambayo ukiyasuluhisha unaweza kuathiri watu kwenye bara hili.
Bila woga, watu huwa na uzalishaji zaidi, wanajawa na ujasiri, wanakuwa wabunifu na wanakuwa wenye maarifa.
Niliamua kuacha kazi. Hata kama sitafanikiwa, nitakuwa nimejaribu, nitakuwa najua haiwezekani.
Hakuna kitu cha ajabu hapa. Kila anayepata ufanisi hufanya kazi usiku na mchana.
Kitu kitakusukuma na kuwezesha kupata maarifa ambayo hukuwa nayo.
Tunajaribu kutengeneza kitu kitakachopita mipaka ya nchi hii.
Ikiwa unataka kubadilisha ulimwengu, anza na nyumbani.
Right, welcome to KUTV Sports News, and now let's start where Football Kenya Federation is set to unveil their new Harambee Stars head coach on March 3rd, 2025. The incoming Harambee Stars coach, Benny McCarthy, arrived in the country on Thursday morning ahead of his official unveiling next week, putting an end to speculation surrounding his appointment. Benny McCarthy takes over the mantle of Harambee Stars coaching role following the resignation of Turkish tactician Ening Firat. All right, and to some English Premier League banter. Liverpool extended their lead at the summit of English Premier League after beating Newcastle United 2-0 at Anfield to affirm their title credentials. In another match played yesterday night in the EPL showdown, Ruben Amorim led charge returned to winning ways after a hard-fought 3-2 victory against Ipswich Town at Old Trafford. At the same time, Chelsea bounced back from defeat following their 4-0 victory against Southampton at the Stamford Bridge. All right, and from that EPL banter, it's exactly 40 minutes past the top of the hour. It's time for us to call it a wrap right here at KUTV News at 9 on this day, Thursday, the 27th day of February 2025. Many thanks to you, our dear viewer, on air at KUTV and online at KUTV News Kenya on YouTube, or even at KUTV_Kenya on X. Just to sample some of the feedbacks. This is across YouTube. Brian Okech saying, hello there. Indeed, it has been a heavy month. While Brian is reflecting on the happenings that we've highlighted before about the number of prominent figures who passed on in the month of February. Also, Willie Macharia once again saying, wonderful time in primetime news. KUTV, a station to watch. Indeed, many thanks, Willie Macharia, for that feedback. Indeed, we are a station to watch, a new experience. And also, we can see another one. Allow me sample this as the last. That is Geoffrey Ongulo. He's sent the feedback in Swahili, almost said tweeted in Swahili. He says, Kazi Safi KUTV. Many thanks, Geoffrey Ongulo, for that comprehensive report, for that comprehensive feedback, I beg your pardon. And as Geoffrey has said, that Kazi Safi right here on this bulletin will not have been a success without some amazing men and women behind the scenes in the gallery, led by my director, Melton Conchela. And well, our sign language interpreter for tonight has been Sami Okelo. And my name is Theo Macharia. I am being told on the graphics was Geoffrey, and also being told on the sound, our sound engineer, we call him Maish, right here at KUTV. And also on the playout was Vivian. Social media was an amazing lady by the name Lucy. She is the one who's ensured this broadcast is coming to you on YouTube and also across our social media platforms. Allow me say good night. We do this again, same time, same place, next week on Thursday. It's a wrap. Good night. God bless. Keep safe. So long.